Hey guys, what's up? As you guys know, I'm doing a speedrun season 1 series where I do like a lot of the dungeons as fast as I possibly can, and it's usually around a minute and a half. Something that makes it easy for everybody to kind of get these dungeons down. However, the Grave of Rot, I just don't have Vikik and I don't have Furbath, some of the cleansing units that really make a difference. So this is as fast as I can do it. It's still pretty easy for me, and I think I made it easy for a lot of people, seeing as how I'm not using any legendary units. So give it a try. Let me know how you like it. Once I summon when they come, when I'm in season 2, I'll have other units. But basically, this is the best I could do. So it's not going to be in the speedrun season 1 series right now because it's not as fast as I want it to be. But I still wanted to release something to help out everybody as best as I possibly could. So here's the video. Come on, let's go check it out and meet the team. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the equipment I have here. This is going to be a little bit on the higher end of requirements to do. I'm just going to put that warning out there. You know, for this team, we're only using 3 epics and 2 rares. So... and then Gladros isn't skilled up, so that's going to be kind of an easier requirement. Everybody else is skilled up, or scrolled up, I'm going to say. So make sure you guys have these guys all scrolled up if you're going to try and run this team. It's running really good, and going from not being able to clear to doing it in 2 minutes 30 seconds, 2 minutes 2:45, stuff like that, I'm pretty happy with. So anyway, Zarloth is going to have 4,200 attack. 26% crit rate, not really important. The important thing here is his accuracy. He should be a little higher, but 250 is getting it by with 20 skill haste, which remains. He's going to be on the Brotherhood or the 3 ear set, so you can run that as well. Just make sure he has high accuracy, and you know, try and get every other stat in there as best as you can. But you really are gunning for that 250 to 275, 280 accuracy. He's got the Precise Carnage gauntlets, which gives extra 35% damage increased with defense break, so that's really nice. And then he's got crit damage for his first rune, and HP and accuracy, so it's the accuracy you're really looking for. So part of the reason why this doesn't go as fast as I really need it to, or could have it go, is I don't have a good chest piece for Gambler. The Heart of the Gambler set, when the wearer deals damage, they have a 30% chance to deal 5% target's current HP true damage up to 200% of the wearer's attack. If I had this full set in here, this would run a lot faster, so I recommend you guys doing that for her. The reason why we have this in here, though, because this is going to do 35% increased damage to enemies with the defense penalty. That's going to override a 30% chance to do 5% current HP. So I just really want extra damage all the way through. The Heart of the Music box, or the Arcane Music box, get your tongue straight, Josh. The Arcane Music box is important here because she's going to have a shield a lot. So she's going to have an extra 20% damage, and then the 30% crit rate is OP, so you really like that. Here's her equipment though: attack and crit damage, crit rate, attack, HP. HP is nice too. And then I kind of probably already clicked on this 100 times. But attack, crit damage, crit rate, 11% crit rate in there. If I minus 11%, I'd be at 72, which I probably could get away with, but I really enjoy 83% crit rate. And so here we go with some more crit rate, some HP, and some crit damage in there. And then keeping her alive is important, so I like this 7,700. I could probably get away with putting something else in here, but this just works well, so I'm going to leave it. And that is the most complicated unit for this build. Gladros was an interesting pick for this team. I really had to build him for it just because he had the abilities. He's going to be on the Tiara. And just to go into his abilities really quick, he's going to grant people a 300% attack and 4% max HP shield. So I'm just giving him as much max HP as possible to each ally within range, and he's going to be at the back of the team. They're also going to gain debuff immunity during the duration of the shield, which is super important. Now, the attack, his second skill, we don't really care about this. I mean, it's pretty good that he's going to steal 25% of their attack for 5 seconds, which is all right. You know, maybe it'll work for a little while and keep some of their damage away, but it's not really important. When an ally with a shield is infected with control, the boss doesn't do that. So realistically, he's literally just here for the shield and the debuff immunity. So give him the Ancestral Protection set, as high HP and as high attack as you possibly can do to buff those shields. And then he's also going to suck up some of the damage from other people. And basically here he is, he's just attacking HP. It's going to be more attack, more HP, and more HP. You guessed it, as much HP. This is what I could fit in there, that's all I had. And then this one's going to be on attack, and some HP. I got lucky with these rolls. And this one's going to be on HP, attack speed, and some attack. So that's going to be Galadros. Megan, y'all know what Megan's for. Megan's the healer. And now for Megan, Megan's on an average build that you would see her in. I could probably switch this over to just a 3-ear set to buff up the damage of my other units. We're going to give her the mirror. Skill haste really isn't important. You don't have to strive for it because she's not going to heal until after Fitz takes all the debuffs from the other units. So basically she's just there to heal, give defense up and recovery over time to units. Give maybe some ultimate energy to, hopefully you'd want it to go to Zarloth, you'd want it to go in this team to Galadros for the shielding, you'd want it to go to Fitz, you pretty much want it to go to anybody but Tia, or Thea, however you pronounce her name, because Thea realistically just needs to go after the defense break from Zarloth, or wherever you're using on your defense break. So just put her on an average, you know, 3-eared armor set, so that way you can gain the extra 15% extra bonus attack. You know, but basically you're looking at the team for this build, and maybe not just how I have my units built. So it is the team and it is the timing that makes a huge difference. Now, Fitz is going to be on, what is this? Fitz is going to be on a defense build and an HP build. So he's already got 97,000. I'd probably recommend getting him up to over 100,000 if you could. And then the other thing is Fitz is on 289 resistance. So one of the things I realized is, and this is super important, that when he takes everybody's debuffs, he can resist getting the debuff. So that's really kind of cool to see. Like, some people will have heal block on them, and when he takes the debuff off of them, he won't get it sometimes because he resists getting the debuff. So it's pretty awesome. Make sure you have, this is super important, make sure you have him on wicked high resistance and high HP and high defense. Everything else really doesn't matter. He's also gotta be on this Ancestral Protection armor, so that way the other units don't take as much damage and he gets a damage reduction. So make sure you're on high HP, high resistance. The resistance is most important. And HP and defense. You need all of it. I can't even stress how hard this was to get him just right. So make sure you're up there, 280 to 300 resistance. Use a resistance rune, sure, absolutely. HP rune with some resistance in there, absolutely. And that's how I have my team set up, guys. So with that being said, you know, let's go ahead and take a look at the attack portion of the video. This is one of the toughest dungeons that I've had to work around and use timing with. So basically with the boss, okay, he's gonna do these two skills every 12 seconds. And it's a lot of debuffs every rewind, right? And so we're gonna time Fitz to go 13 seconds because the boss has animations. And so Fitz is gonna go 13 seconds. And basically what Fitz does is he takes all the debuffs from everybody else and applies them to himself. He then gains extra max HP. And so at 13 seconds, we're going to have him timed right after the boss does their second wave of skills. Then we're going to have Megan heal and also Thea do her ability as well. Now at 12 seconds, we're going to have Zarloth go and use his abilities, which he's going to apply a defense break to the boss. for Thea to do the damage. Now, this is really random and wild because Thea is actually our damage on this team. And then this guy here basically is just going to try and shield us as much as possible. So for the sake of just doing this, we're going to use food. I don't normally use food in these videos, but I'm going to apply food for our team just to make sure that you guys can see. I know everybody has food, and so I want to make sure that you guys understand. Like, my goal is to make it easy for me, and I just do these videos so that everybody else, because this is super tough. But my goal is to make it easy for myself first and foremost, and then, you know, I show you guys how I'm doing it so that way everybody else can kind of make, you know, an opportunity to get better equipment for themselves. But that's my whole goal, is, you know, trying to put something together. So there you go. You just saw it. The boss applies all these debuffs, and then Fitz is going to take the debuffs. Now, we have Thea, who applies invisibility, which helps out with negating up getting the debuffs. And then also we get buff immunity from Gladros, who is he also applies a shield too. So then, after 18 seconds, the boss is going to eat. We're going to get a shield. It's pretty random. He's not skilled up, so he's just going to be applying that kind of randomly throughout. But then, as soon as the boss spits out Fitz, Fitz is going to go ahead and, you know, take all the debuffs, which that's why you don't see any. We have 2 sets of invisibility going. We have debuff immunity going. So there's just a lot of debuff immunity on this team. And then, you know, Thea also does a small heal. Zarloth does a small heal. And then Megan really ruins this team a lot, guys. I'm just going to be upfront, because she applies a ultimate up sequence, and I just don't have anybody else that works with the team. So that's when our sync actually falls out of place, is when that starts to kick up a lot. So Thea starts to shoot her ult a little faster than what she should. And I don't know, the timing still just doesn't apply when someone gets buffed up, their ultimate up. So it kind of does mess up the sync and the flow of the team a little bit. But as you guys can see, make sure you have some food on hand. It'll be a lot easier. Otherwise, you know, with the stats and everything, sometimes you'll have a misrun and it won't work. But until I get Vikuk, until I get Furbath, this is going to be the team that I run to do this. You know, and we are going to be pushing right around 2 minutes 45 seconds, which, you know, to be honest, going from hardly clearing this to clearing it in 2 minutes 45, 2 minutes 30, 2 minutes 23 is my fastest. 2 minutes 29 is my fastest. So that was 2 minutes and 45 seconds. It's still a pretty long run, unfortunately, but it does run, and it's a pretty easy team to build. So I understand that, you know, my units are scrolled up. The gear is kind of gnarly, but you gotta have some of this gear. And, you know, if you are running, this is level 12. So if you want to run level 12, like, you're gonna need some good gear to do it. And you're gonna need some decent scrolled units to do it as well. Anyways, guys, I hope this video helps a lot of you. And good luck on your equipment hunting. Until the next video, peace.